Looks like a Chinese Jiangwei-class cruiser with a North Korean destroyer escort. Events in the Yellow Sea took a turn for the worse today when North Korean and Chinese forces blockaded and boarded a Japanese cargo ship. The North Korean government released no official statement, and their ambassador remained out of contact. While at the UN, Chinese Ambassador Long Dan urged the U.S. and her longtime Japanese allies to remain calm, calling the blockades a legitimate response to what the rest of Asia views as a possible remilitarization of Japan. This blockade is an act of war. The NSC is working on a formal response, and they've ordered the USS Walsh to close at flank speed. The Walsh is the most advanced spy ship in history. My best man will be on board. What do you know? Chinese and North Korean ships working together again.
It's what we expected.
That's a 056 prototype, Chinese.
Exactly.
How are your sea legs?
I haven't lost them.
Good. Because the 056 prototype isn't the only new fish in the pond. Admiral Toshiro Otomo, head of Japan's newly formed Information Self-Defense Force, had this to say.
This is another distressing attempt by China and North Korea to further depress our faltering economy. The ISDF and Japan appeal to our allies for the military support promised us under the post-war constitution of 1946.
The fact remains that in the eyes of many in Asia, the ISDF itself is a violation of the post-war constitution, prohibiting Japan from maintaining a military force capable of striking beyond its borders. In Asia, the memories of Imperial Japan are still fresh.
I'm afraid I have no recollection of that, Senator.
That's right. It has been a while.
Nice condo you got here.
Well, thanks. I got a space set up for you in the forecastle. You can make yourself to home and, no one will even know you're here.
I'm hearing gunfire down there, Fisher. Is everything all right?
It's coming from up ahead, but Lambert, when I think guerrilla, I think Kalashnikov.
What do you mean?
I've had enough AKs fired at me in my time to tell you that wasn't one.
All right. See if there's anything unusual going on with their equipment. And keep us posted.
Didn't anyone ever tell you that spelunking is dangerous?
Oh, no. You're going to kill me, right?
Only if you say the word monkey. Now tell me something I want to know.
Ammunition and medical supplies. Check around inside the keep. They have tons of stuff in there.
Some of you guys are real helpful. Why do you have to work for the bad guys?
You're the American oppressor. You're the bad guy.
Are you gonna say monkey?
What? No.
Then this conversation is over.
Fuck!
I think you're right about the equipment, Sam.
Yeah? They got themselves a little stockpile of high-tech kit here.
Try and find out where they got it. See if those crates have SSCC barcodes on them and scan them with your EEV.
The SSCC code is lot 1 of 5. See if you can find the other 4.
I'll do my best.
Don't you think he's had enough?
He's had enough when he can't talk.
Talking? Madre de Dios, he hasn't been able to speak for an hour.
He could be faking it.
Jesus!
See, I bet he's faking it.
Faking it! His tongue is a lump of coal. His brain is...
Enough! Saul, give him more.
It's already at the maximum.
What?
Should I bring down another battery?
What do you say, amigo? You want another battery? Wait a minute.
His ears! Look! Smoke!
I think I'm going to be ill.
I think he's dead.
Only one way to be sure.
I'm going for a walk.
It doesn't sound too good down there, Fisher.
The sound isn't the problem. You should smell it.
You're sure he's dead?
Deader than Elvis.
All right. Leave the body. We still need to recover any traces of the interrogation. Grim will call you back.
I already don't like you. Don't make it worse for yourself.
Who are you?
Shut up. Why did you torture Morgan Holt?
Lacerda told us to.
Why? What does he want to know?
Math problems. Programmer stuff. I don't get it.
You're just the stupid one who likes to hurt people, huh?
Exactly.
Can you think of a reason why the world wouldn't be a better place without you?
Please.
I didn't think so.
Fisher, I said leave the body. We don't have the means to extract him.
Just because he's dead doesn't mean I need to leave him here hanging like a piece of meat.
Don't get too connected, Fisher. I need you to stay rational.
You can spare 30 seconds for some simple dignity.
Sam, it's Grim. We need to make sure that whatever Morgenhold might have told them about Mass's algorithms never leaves this site.
Okay.
I detected a wireless link coming from the technician who left the room before you entered.
So I'll need to recover any data he might have uploaded to their servers.
Exactly.
From the looks of it, these guerrillas have a pretty temporary setup. Seems unlikely they have any kind of alarm system on location.
Good.
Did they both get away okay?
See, they've been gone for a while.
How many men went with them?
Lacerda went, and he took 4 others.
To be able to keep your guard up with 4 less men?
No one will get by me, sir.
I think that confirms it, Fisher.
Yeah, seems like Lacerda's long gone.
We'll see if we can track him through Echelon. Don't worry about him for now. We'll keep you posted.
Why did you torture Morgan Holt?
Lacerda! He wants algorithms! Some kind of computer algorithm!
What does a second-rate communist revolutionary want with a computer algorithm?
I don't know. I don't even think Lacerda knows. I think someone might have hired us.
What makes you think that?
I don't know. Lacerda. He's been making lots of deals. Something's going on. I don't know what.
But you don't know who he's been talking to.
No!
And you're not much good to me anymore.
That server is the one that the tech transferred the interrogation record to. You'll need to access it. Good work, Sam. That wiped whatever information Morgenhold might have given them.
Don't they wonder what happened to it?
It was easy enough to make your little intrusion look like a memory allocation error. Don't worry, we give you the best tools.
Who were you talking to?
What? Who are you?
I'm the guy who's going to break your knees if you don't tell me who you were talking to.
Oh, God. It was Lacerda. Hugo Lacerda.
Where is he?
He's aboard the ship. The Maria Narcisa.
Why?
Weapons. He's delivering the new weapons to the other cells.
If I find out you're lying, I will come back for you.
Oh, God, please!
Maria Narcissa.
You're not trying to set me up on another blind date, I hope.
The Maria Narcissa is a boat.
So was the last girl you set me up with.
Fisher.
Sorry.
The Maria Narcissa is a cargo ship owned and operated by Celestina Inc., Portuguese shipping company. Registered in the Philippines, cross-Pacific freight contracts. Lots of details missing.
Sounds suspicious.
Sounds like I'm setting you up for another date after all.
Can't wait to meet her.
Fisher, your primary objectives are complete. We can extract you whenever you're ready. You'll need to signal for a helicopter pickup from the top of the lighthouse. Make sure the light is out first.
Will do.
The body of kidnapped American computer engineer Bruce Morgenholt was discovered in a village in Peru this morning. Implicated in the kidnapping and failed ransom attempt is Hugo Lacerda, alleged leader of the People's Voice, a newly formed guerrilla organization. Here we see the USS Clarence E. Walsh en route to the Yellow Sea for her first assignment amid rising tensions in the region. Dubbed the flagship of a 21st century fleet by Defense Secretary Mason, who reaffirmed America's commitment to our Japanese allies.
It is our hope that the presence of the Walsh, now the world's premier electronic and information warfare platform, will help diffuse the tensions in the region.
Fisher, we just pulled up Celestinia's last dry dock report for the Maria Narcissa. They have a newly installed central alarm system.
Don't tell me. 3 alarms and the mission is over?
Of course not. This is no video game, Fisher. But you don't want the whole place alerted to your presence. Keep it under control.
Nice night. Shh. What's the roster? How many men aboard?
Total? There is 36 of us, I think. But that's including Lacerda and a couple of mean-looking mercenaries he brought with him.
Where's Lacerda now?
He was just here 20 minutes ago, complaining about his quarters. He said he wanted another room.
I'd agree with you.
Fisher, it looks like Lacerda is spreading around his newfound wealth, paying off debts with some of the arms that were delivered to him.
You want me to scan any more weapons crates?
Better idea. Plant tracking devices on them, and we can see who they end up getting delivered to.
Okay.
Good job, Sam. That's the first crate. Keep your eyes peeled for any more.
All right.
Fisher, we just intercepted a radio call from the Maria Narcissa. She's reporting a hull leak and asking for an escort.
The ship is sinking.
No, but apparently several compartments are flooded. You'll need to activate the bilge in the forward machine room to access all the cargo holds. Fisher, those compartments are flooded. You need to activate the emergency bilge pump to drain them.
Noisy down here.
Oh, my!
Makes it easy to sneak up on people. What is this hold?
The auxiliary pump is here. There are some flooded compartments. The pump should be able to drain them.
Thanks for the information.
There should be a large pump in here that you can use to drain the forward cargo hold.
I'll find it.
Good job. That'll drain the flooded compartments. Now you can search for the bill of lading attached to Lacerda's shipments.
All right.
I'm betting that Lacerda's shipping container is somewhere in this compartment. The bill of lading should be mounted on the side.
I'll have a look around.
Good work, Sam. It looks like whoever delivered these arms to Lacerda was operating through a proxy.
Who?
Mercantil Costa Fuerza Seguridad de Panama.
Offshore bankers?
Yeah, the cigar-chomping kind.
Great. I love bureaucrats.
You still need to recover the transit ledgers so we can figure out who else Lacerda is dealing with. Try the ship's office. They should have that information. Sensors in your suit are detecting a lot of fumes down there.
Yeah, I can smell it. Some kind of gas leak.
Could be enough to be a serious explosive hazard. We can't have any firing in the engine room.
Wonderful.
And don't expect the enemy to be smart enough to realize that. They might still open fire on you if they see you.
I get the message. I'll be discreet. Stay calm. We don't want to make any sparks.
Who are you?
I'm the fire inspector, and I'm worried that you or one of your stupid friends might try and squeeze a shot off in here.
Why?
Can't you smell the gas?
But I didn't think it was dangerous.
Imagine you needed to stow your ammo to prevent any accidents. Where would you put it?
The men bunk up port side. Just turn left out the back of the engine room. They've got a crate full of new guns back there. Maybe some other stuff too. I'm not sure.
Good job, Sam. 2 more crates to go. Way to go, Fisher. 1 more crate to go.
So Lacerda is holed up in the captain's quarters.
Where's that?
3rd deck, port side. The 2 interior stairwells are the only access to that deck.
Fisher, we can't extract you until you complete your primary objectives.
All right. I'll double back.
The transit ledgers are forged. They say Lacerda's container is full of sugarcane and coconuts from a man named Nikaryakov in Malaysia.
Nikaryakov. I remember that name.
Nikaryakov is a code name that Philippine drug dealers use to indicate arms shipments.
So instead of nuts from Malaysia, Lacerda got guns from an imaginary Russian?
Exactly. All of your primary objectives are complete, Sam. Get to extraction whenever you want.
All right.
With still no word from the North Korean government, China's Long Dan again urged all sides to come to the bargain. We have now a late response by Admiral Toshiro Otomo of the Japanese ISDF.
Despite the ambassador's efforts, nothing has changed. The Japanese people must continue to endure harassment and humiliation. We eagerly anticipate the arrival of the...
Hey, I hear you're leaving us. Heading back for Panama.
Hate to eat and run, sir. We have a few loose ends to tie off before we can rejoin you.
Well, you can make it back for the 4th of July. I'll show you one heck of a good time, boy.
Wouldn't miss it for the world.
Fisher, I just synced your OPSAT with intelligence on the bank that you and your team gathered back in '89.
The memories.
Yeah. Judging from your report, sounds like it was quite a vacation.
It was, actually. I spent most of the rest of that year sleeping in a ditch on the road between Baghdad and Kuwait.
Oh well, if it's any consolation, I had a bad year that year too.
What? You weren't working for the government during the Gulf War?
No. I was in 10th grade.
Oh, right. Yuck.
Fisher, I've got a copy of a work order here that the bank filed with their insurance company. It says the dome windows over the lobby are magnetically locked. See if you can find a breaker or junction box up here and power down the locks.
Right.
Good work, Sam. That shut down the magnetic locks on the windows. Hey, wait a minute. Power spike. The lobby. It looks like a laser grid just came online.
Lasers. Lasers are so...
90s?
I was going to say 70s. Can you please stop making me feel old?
Got bad news for you, Sam. You are old.
Fisher, here's our advisor. He'll walk you through the steps that'll get you into that vault. Be patient with him.
Oh, he's one of those.
Right. Hello? Is this thing on, then?
It's on. I'm here. Have you been briefed?
Whatever. Listen, this is a Mason Wells 88. Each one is unique. You want to get a butcher's up this girl's skirt. First thing you need to do is authorise an opening.
How do I do that?
The bank president and treasurer will each have an authorisation lock in their office. There'll be another one in the security office. You'll need to disable all 3.
Okay.
That's a relief. Our installer seems to be compatible with their local OS.
That's it? Just plug and play?
That's the idea. No fuss. Get all 8 of those forged mails uploaded.
Make the robbery look like an inside job.
Exactly. Oh no, Zerkazy. That's exactly what I didn't want to see.
Zerkazy, is that some kind of dried meat?
He's probably the best computational theorist in the world. He worked with Morgenholt on Project Watson. Word is he's gone off his nut.
Sounds like bad guy material to me.
Right, that's authorisation done. The outer cage to the vault should be opening as we speak.
Great.
Just inside the cage is a small vault full of safety boxes. Your mate dropped off some kit for you in one of them.
All right, I'll let you know when I'm there.
Sam, it's Will.
Turtle said one of these boxes had some equipment in it?
Chest level, right-hand side, number 1024.
Careful with that gear.
What is all this stuff?
The charges are for the vault, and the other thingamy-bob is a telemetric lockpick.
A telemetric lockpick?
Head down to the main vault. We'll walk you through it there.
It looks like Lacerda's Panamanian contact is Senor Segundo Ruiz de Medeiros, Vice President of Panama Canal Administration.
Is that where I'm going next?
No. Lacerda's side dealings are a whole nother can of worms. I'll send someone else down that trail.
Someone else?
Do I detect a bit of jealousy, Sam?
I'll get over it.
Alright, next you need to pop both of these locks at the same time.
That's what the telemetric pick is for.
Exactly. It reads your movements in one lock and mimics them in the other lock, real time.
You guys use some cool toys.
Right. Now once you get the feel for each pin, you have to wait a second for the telemetric pick to sync up. Once it beeps, Bob's your uncle, you can pick the pin and move to the next one. Don't try and pick a pin before you're in sync, or you'll have to restart.
Right.
Alright, now place the charges over the main pins. Once they're all in place, well, I'm sure you can figure it out. And open sesame.
Lambert, we're in.
Great work. Sam, get in there and find those hard drives.
I have fragments of a message here from someone named Dvorak. Echelon doesn't have a file on him. Wait, that's weird.
What?
The deleted messages. They're 512 encrypted. I haven't seen 512 since Philip Mass.
I killed Mass outside Severomorsk.
I remember. And it's confirmed. So this is someone with access to some seriously classified information.
Zerkazy?
That's a frightening possibility.
That's half of the forged mail, Sam. 4 more to go.
Thanks. I've always found it hard to count past 3.
No need to be smarmy, Sam. Good job, Fisher. Now the whole mission will look like a robbery. They'll never know why we were here.
Lambert, now that I'm holding 50 million bucks, I think we need to talk about that raise again.
25 cents an hour and not a penny more.
Deal. Oops.
Damn! What happened?
Lasers! Inside the vault door!
What? How was I supposed to know?
Cut the chatter, people. Fisher, you've dealt with the armed response. Complete your objectives.
You got it.
All right, Fisher, that's all we need. Time to make yourself scarce. Go to the nearest extraction point.
On my way. And Morgenholt are the only 2 people who ever saw those algorithms.
And Morgenholt is dead. And Zerkazy is connected to a mystery guest we know nothing about.
Dvorak.
Morgenholt and Zerkazy are geeks, not terrorists. Maybe this Dvorak is some kind of puppeteer.
No hitter, bottom of the 8th.
2-0, New York in the 8th.
Akira Watanabe is on the mound. He's pure concentration, pure focus.
This is no coincidence. You're on your way to the Big Apple.
Fisher, the National Guard was deployed into Manhattan about an hour ago.
I feel safer already.
Watch your fire, Sam. Those boys aren't expecting to see you and they'll attack on sight. Do not, I repeat, do not kill any of them.
I'll be careful.
Good.
Stay calm. We're on the same side.
Jesus, who are you?
I'm the monster in the closet. And I'm gonna let you go back to sleep as soon as you tell me how many men you have deployed out here.
There's just 8 of us in a squad, but there are more on the roof.
How many?
I don't know, I swear.
Thanks for the intel.
Fisher, looks like the National Guard are trying to restore the power to the building's elevator. That's probably your best way to the top.
I'll see if I can hitch a ride.
It'll be a long climb if you don't.
Shh. I'm not going to hurt you.
Who are you? Wait a minute. Is this a training exercise?
Damn. Support. This guy knows it's an exercise. Who let the cat out of the bag?
Huh. I knew it.
Roger that. Yeah. Okay. Give me a hand here, pal. Just play along. Name, rank, and number.
Corporal Stan Donlin. 24-28-996.
And you're not going to tell me anything else?
No, sir.
Good boy. All right, want me to move on to the next one?
What's going on? Where are you?
Huh? Okay, I'll ask. Command wants to know how many are on the roof.
2 on the roof, sir. 2 more inbound in a chopper.
Nothing
Thanks.
here but ghosts and shadows.
Dismissed.
Fisher, satellite shows you've reached Casey's building. County clerk's office has construction permits on file for the floors below the penthouse and in the neighboring structure.
Any plans or blueprints on file?
I'll have Grim look into it, but with this blackout.
I understand. I'll see if I can dig up some plans down here.
Good idea. Fisher, that's a hired gun if I've ever seen one.
He's no night watchman either. He's a merc. He's got the same kit as the guys who were protecting the Serta.
This whole situation is getting uglier by the second. See if you can find out who these characters work for.
Will do. Like my new knife?
Oh, God!
I've been using it quite a bit. Is it still sharp?
Feels sharp.
Maybe you better tell me something interesting before I get all distracted and slip.
Medical supplies. You'll probably want some medical supplies. In the washroom beside the kitchen.
Since you're doing so well, why don't you tell me the name of the PMC you work for?
I work for Displace International.
Displace? That's Doug Shetland's company.
I know.
Fisher, if Shetland turns out to be crooked...
If Shetland is crooked, I'll take him down myself. But I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
Could be. See if you can find out who's in charge of this protection detail. Maybe someone inside Displace is playing both sides.
You got it.
Work permits, architectural plans. Interesting. Zerkezi has a hardened panic room off of his bedroom.
I'll check it out.
Looks like he also filed plans for construction in the next building over.
The next building?
I'm no architect, but if I'm reading these plans right, both buildings are connected across a rooftop. I'll leave the relevant data on your OPSAT. Should help you navigate.
Thanks.
Fisher, Zerkezi's cameras project an infrared beam so they can see in the dark.
If it's an infrared beam, I can see it in my night vision.
Exactly. And listen, it would help us keep tabs on Zerkezi if we could use these cameras against him.
Gotcha. I'll try and run some taps.
Good work, Fisher. That's 1 camera tapped. There should be 5 more.
I'll keep my eyes open. Pick a number between 1 and 10.
What? Oh, crap. 3.
Lucky guess. You get the lift. Now tell me something useful, or we'll play another round.
Oh, God. The mag lock. The locked door to the roof.
What about it?
I think the computer that controls it is in the master bedroom on the top floor.
Good work on the cameras, Sam. We'll have guys watching Zerkezi 24/7.
Always happy to keep the donut dippers busy.
Gotcha.
Who?
Dvorak.
Where is he?
According to this, he's in the building next door. You can get there across the rooftop through the magnetically locked doors.
How do I get through the doors?
They're not magnetically locked anymore.
Thanks for the help. You must be Dvorak.
Well, Dvorak, huh? I had thought this area was, well, off limits.
You're not Dvorak.
Well, since we're being blunt, well, no.
Then who are you?
Such a rush you're in. Fancy some tea, do you?
Lambert, something weird is happening.
I'll say.
What do I do?
The old man seems harmless. Indulge him. See if he knows anything.
Lambert, what the hell is this thing?
I have no idea, Fisher. Talk to the old man. Maybe he knows something. Fisher, what are you doing?
I've seen these things before. This is a finite state machine.
It is?
Yeah. Looks like Dvorak is just the encoded innards of a 50-year-old scrap heap.
No wonder I couldn't hack into it.
It doesn't even speak the same language. I'm going to try and reinitialize the machine and retrieve an output stack for analysis.
Gotcha.
All right, I got the stack.
Fisher, judging by what we just saw, I think that's an infinite state machine, not a finite state machine.
What's the difference?
This one is self-referential. Each output stack is a logical instruction set that tells the machine to recurse itself and derive a more accurate set of instructions for the next execution cycle.
Fascinating. Can I go now?
Good work, Fisher. Time to make yourself scarce. Get to your primary extraction point.
On my way.
Now coming to you from our New York City broadcast center, we have Patrick Dunn of Watershed Electric on the line. Mr. Dunn, what do we know at this moment?
All we know so far is that this was not an accident.
If it's not an accident, then it must be intentional. Both us and the Japanese have been hit by this thing. I think it's pretty obvious who's responsible.
Here's a Tomo.
It appears we have something in common, Admiral.
Our analysis of the information footprint shows that the pressures which collapsed our power grids appear in many ways similar to those that collapsed our markets. I am certain the Koreans and the Chinese are involved.
Let's not jump the gun here, Admiral. We've had our microscope on a man named Zerkezi. He had access to weaponized IW algos following that business in Georgia. He was also a major DOE consultant after the blackouts here in 2003.
Yes, we are aware of this connection. Has Zerkezi been found?
Not yet, but it won't take long. I'll keep you posted. Fisher, we need to find out if Displace and Zerkezi are working together.
But until we know, you want me to keep it quiet.
Don't kill anyone or I'll abort the mission. The Pentagon has contracts with Displace all around the world. The President will have puppies if he finds out we're doing this.
Something going on with the ventilation system?
Hey, who are you?
Pretend I'm Harry Tuttle.
Who?
I'm an ill-tempered and heavily armed heating engineer who's asking questions about your ventilation system.
I guess it's not working properly since the blackout.
So it shouldn't take much to shut down that big fan if I wanted to.
I don't know. Why would you want to do that?
The adventure, the travel.
Okay.
Fisher, that executive. He probably has the daily access algorithm for the Displaced central servers stored on his laptop.
Lambert gave me pretty strict non-lethal parameters.
If you stay close, you should be able to hack into his laptop wirelessly.
I'll give it a whirl.
Sam, each of Displace's different divisions seem to have their own server farm. I put a program on your OPSAT that will build a little backdoor into their networks.
You want me to upload that to each division, sir?
What the hell? I would appreciate it.
Since you asked so nice.
Good work, Sam. That's the first of their servers. If you can upload that to each of the other ones, I'll be able to snoop around as much as I please.
I'll see what I can do.
Mylon Nedich, VP Protection Operations, Displace International.
He was in charge of the Morgenholt detail in Peru.
Yeah, and now he's in charge of Zerkezi. And damn, he's as clean as a whistle. Looks like he's been zeroed.
Well, whoever he is, he's playing both sides. We need to inform Shetland.
Shetland is on his own. We can't compromise OPSEC for private interests.
Fine, then I'm going to take a look behind some of those zeros.
Whoa.
That was weird.
Yeah, I've heard of this. It's called an electrochromic window. A small electric charge can change the opacity of microscopic crystals embedded in the glass.
Cool.
I'm thinking that your OCP should be able to toggle the state of the windows. I'm uploading the specification to your OPSAT.
Thanks, Will. Fresh ground or dried?
What?
The coffee machine. Ground or dried?
I'm not sure.
Then you better tell me something useful and fast.
You might need the door code out of here. It's 8136.
That'll do.
Would you like cream and sugar with that?
Good work, Sam. Upload that program to the last server and you'll make me the happiest girl in the world.
You're easy to please.
Access is a girl's best friend.
What the?
Small problem, Sam. A couple staffers got locked between the double doors leading to the server room.
The kind that makes it hard to get through.
Yeah, there might be another way. Looks like there's some heat exchange vents in this part of the building. You might be able to find a way out there if you head through the R&D section.
I'll snoop around.
For an hour. Damn. It looks like someone has shunted the data we need off the server. Login name M. Nedich.
M. Nedich? Who's that?
Fragments here. Looks like he's VP of Protection Operations for Displace.
He protected Zerkezi and Morgenholt? Either he's not very good at his job or he's dirty.
Echelon has nothing on him. Looks like he's been zeroed.
Probably a pseudonym. I'll see if I can find out who he really is.
In any case, we need to get access to his computer. His office should be on the upper floor somewhere. Hokkaido.
Hokkaido? Isn't that basically the Alaska of Japan?
Yeah. Looks like Milan Nedic has secretly relocated Zerkezi there.
Interesting. Now we definitely need to talk to Shetland.
We'll let State Department handle that mess. You're going to Hokkaido. We're sending a helicopter to evac you from the roof.
As happy as we are to be back online here in New York, our thoughts turn to our loved ones who are defending us on this beautiful 4th of July. We go now live to the Yellow Sea, where sailors aboard the USS Clarence E. Walsh are celebrating. We have Seaman Anthony Palmiera from Brooklyn, New York. Tell us, Seaman Palmiera, how you'll be celebrating Independence Day.
Well, the captain's gonna have a big barbecue on deck. And tonight we'll have our own fireworks.
Talk to me! Captain, all of our command systems cracked. Nothing's responding.
Seaman Palmiera, can you tell us what's happening there?
Sit tight, Sam. I'll call you back.
It's the Koreans, Mr. President. I recommend that we declare war immediately.
If it was Korea, there would be 200,000 men coming over the DMZ right now.
Maybe it was an accident. Maybe an exercise. A test launch gone wrong.
That's impossible. The Koreans can't even detect the Walsh. Never mind track it on radar and sink it with a 30-year-old Chinese anti-ship missile.
I have reason to believe the ship was crippled with an information warfare attack.
Not a chance. The Walsh's systems are...
Unhackable? The Walsh's EW suite is built on kernels first identified by two of the world's leading computational theorists. One of them was found dead in Peru last week. I'm about to pick up the other one.
Possible alleged leaders released no their long-gone lives. The North while after the U.S. call. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure what we've just witnessed here, but I'm afraid something terrible
My
has just
God.
occurred.
Amazing what they show on TV these days, huh, Sam? World's gone crazy.
I guess you're in the right business then, Doug.
What are you doing here?
I'm looking for a guy named Milan Nedic. Heard he works for you.
Lots of people work for me. Haven't you heard? First security company to make the Fortune 500. If you're looking for a job.
I'm not.
Is that so? You keep doing what you're doing, you'll just end up another unknown soldier.
I'm not in it for the fame. Your buddy Nedic is dirty. Cut him loose.
Unlike other employers, I don't cut people loose. If you got evidence against one of my guys, I'll help you bring him in. But I'm not gonna send a man up the river because you say so.
Fair enough. Just stay out of my way.
Thanks for the advice. In case you change your mind.
Fisher, remember, I need you to bring in Zerkezi alive.
What about Nedic?
Nedic is another story.
Isolate, simplify, complete.
We're on the same page?
Affirmative.
Sam, use your EEV to scan the license plates on those trucks. I might be able to dig up some info on our friend Nedic.
I'll give it a shot.
No dice. Nothing suspicious about... Wait a minute. The Bosnian barber.
I already have a barber, but I think he's Italian. That place next to the donut shop?
The leasing company papers list a dummy corporation created by one Milos Nowak, a.k.a. Milan Nedic. Nowak is a suspected war criminal from the Bosnian conflict. He's known as the Barber of Bosnia because he allegedly scalped some of his prisoners.
Well, I guess he won't be making an appearance in The Hague anytime soon.
Guess not.
Find anything?
Who are you?
I'm looking for the same thing you're looking for.
Microphones?
Yeah. Did you find any?
No.
Where haven't you looked?
I haven't checked the phones yet.
I'll check there.
Ow!
Fisher, looks like this place has kept a small staff on to take care of the retreat.
Civilians?
That's right. Don't let any of them get killed.
I won't.
Fisher, satellite imaging shows you're nearing some kind of tea house.
Zerkezi's inside?
That's our best guess. Gather as much info as you can before making your move. We might only get one shot at this.
And we can't have that gun falling into the
Intruder!
wrong hands, can we now, Abe?
Fisher, kill Shetland. Damn it, he's gone. There was no way you could have stopped him. Complete the rest of the mission. I'll see if we can track him.
Primary objective, Fisher. We can extract him at any time.
Fisher, I'm serious. Keep it quiet or we'll blow the whole lot.
Today, Ambassador Long Dan announced Chinese support for the North Korean claim that they did not intentionally launch the missile that sank the Walsh.
We are monitoring these developments while continuing to seek a peaceful resolution. Make no mistake, the Chinese People's Republic will employ all means at our disposal to protect our interests in the Asian subcontinent.
Our intelligence estimates that the current number of Korean troops massed at the border runs as high as 200,000 men. Monty?
Montgomery Lewis, The Times. Do we know what the possible North Korean strategy will be if diplomatic efforts fail?
We've known for decades that the NKA would move to capture Seoul as quickly as possible, regardless of the cost. That is how our defenses are structured. But with the capital less than 40 miles from the border, and well within artillery range of the big guns, it is clear that war would be catastrophic in terms of damage done and lives lost.
Fisher, it's starting to look like war is unavoidable. JCOS is asking all sources for current division-level intelligence.
So, besides stopping World War III, is there anything else I can do for you this evening?
The base commander should have up-to-date intel about NKA divisional strength down the Kaesong-Munsan approach.
I'll try to schedule an appointment with his secretary.
Fisher, since everyone is asking everyone for intel, I'd love to have a few chips at the big table.
What can I get you, Will?
Looks like this battery has repair and maintenance capability for mechanized warfare support. Any shipping or repair logs you can recover would be a big help.
I'll find what I can.
Good work, Fisher. Looks like they track shipping and repair through 4 separate departments.
Gotta love military bureaucracy.
See if you could get the logs from the other 3.
Now serving number 67.
I see what you're thinking, Fisher.
If they're just going to throw protocol to the wind and leave the warhead case unlocked...
Even detonating them won't destroy the battery.
No, but it will make an awful big mess.
Damn it, Fisher, keep it under control. One more alarm and the whole base will be alerted. Good work, Fisher.
I'm uploading the arming sequence codes for Grim. Lambert, if worst comes to worst, and I'm still here.
You don't even need to say it, Sam.
Sam, we need to see if the technician can copy this report backed up somewhere. Sam, they didn't launch the missile intentionally, but we still need to see if we can find out who did and where they did it from. Tap directly into the motherboard on the launcher that fired the missile. The casing is open. You can access the motherboard on the launcher itself and recover any routing data from the BIOS. Another complication. Looks like the launch order came through Seoul. I hope we're at war with the right people. Abort the missile launch from the East Battery and get out of there.
Fisher, the NKA just spilled over into the DMZ. We're at war, and it looks like that battery is about to launch more missiles. I need you to stop them. You were too late to stop the launch, but you can abort the missile from the launch control underneath the platform. Hurry!
Now that we have the abort codes, you need to bypass the override circuits from the missile control room. Missile aborted. Make your way to extraction.
Initial estimates place the combined casualty count for the first 24 hours at, oh my God, 6,000? Is this a typo?
90% or more of those are enemy casualties. Estimates put our losses at less than 1,000 men.
Less than 1,000? You say that like it's a good thing.
Sir, it's paranoia. Our saber rattling has their leadership in a panic. It's a preemptive strike. Our own intelligence indicates that they didn't launch that missile intentionally. And until we can prove it, Seoul is on the block.
What are our military options for holding the city?
No reasonable strategic assessment has ever claimed it was possible without nuclear capability. And if that's the way it has to be...
Welcome to the 3-block war, Fisher. The main advance has bypassed your position, but expect sporadic fighting among units separated from the main force.
Whose side am I on here?
Your own. You're not a legal combatant. Anyone who sees you will attack on sight, friend or foe.
Listen, there aren't any alarms to worry about, but anyone you encounter will probably already be alert.
I'll be careful.
Fisher, critical update. I have other assets on the ground not far from your position.
Another splinter cell?
Splinter cells in training. They're on a black bag op. Their target was just relocated by NKA Special Forces.
So I need to bring in the...
No. You need to interrogate one of those special forces to find out where they took him.
Okay.
Don't kill them before you talk to them or I'll pull you out.
Stay quiet and you might live.
What? Who?
Shut up. Lambert, I've got one.
Good job, Fisher. I'm gonna patch you through direct. Hold on.
Stay calm. This'll just take a sec.
Okay.
I've got someone who wants to talk to you.
Roger. Ask him where they took John.
Where did you take Jung?
I don't know what you're talking about.
He's not answering. Should I kill him?
Negative, negative.
All right. They say I should kill you, so...
Wait, okay. Jung, we moved him to a cyber cafe just off the fish market by the river.
Is that what you needed to know, guys?
Affirmative. Thanks a lot, sir. We owe you one.
Welcome to the team. You want to tell me what's going on, Lambert?
Sorry, Fisher, but you're getting too old for this kind of work.
Stop listening to Griff. If you go by her definition of old, you'd need to issue diapers with every set of goggles.
If I listen to you much longer, it'll be adult undergarments.
That was cruel.
Sam, a Predator drone just spotted a mobile command center in the area up ahead. See if you can tap it for intelligence.
You don't want me to take it out?
No. We could have done that with the Predator.
I'm going to initiate the test.
Good job, Sam. With an inside line on the NKA's command network, we should be able to funnel useful intelligence to the regs.
Always happy to lend a hand.
Next stop, top floor.
Once I transmit the data, I'm on to extraction?
That's the plan. If we can confirm the LZ is safe, we'll extract you directly from the rooftop.
And if it's not safe? Lambert, I'm in position.
Iron Man, this is Moondog. Begin transmission now. Weird. Did the laser trip that? Eject! We gotta dump this data!
Lambert, we have a problem.
Fisher, the plane went down before they could purge the data. We need to get to the wreckage and make sure the North Koreans don't recover it.
NK regulars are setting up portable radar reconnaissance receivers. See if you can take them all out. Sam, it would be helpful if you could recover the technical specifications on these new North Korean UAVs.
You bet.
Good job, Sam. RF monitoring indicates at least 4 more P3Rs active in your AO. Fisher, it looks like you just bypassed one of the P3Rs. There's no way back. You might as well forget the objective. Whoa, good grab, Sam. Looks like the complete technical specifications on North Korean UAVs.
So what, we can just switch them all off now?
Ha, no. But we can pass it up the chain and inside of a few months find ways to disable them.
Well, that's not much help to me then, is it?
We have multiple reports of more active armor in your immediate AO.
Great.
Sweet Jesus, Fisher. What did you do?
It was an accident.
We don't have room for accidents. Watch your fire. The plane is too badly damaged to recover the data. You'll need to fall back and designate the target for an airstrike. Use the structure down the street for your platform.
Let me get the pilots to safety first.
We don't have a lot of time, Sam. An NKA recovery team is en route.
Are you ordering me to leave these guys here and call in an airstrike?
I'm telling you what the objective is. Trusting you to complete it. You have your orders.
God forgive me.
All right, Fisher. You have an F-117 inbound. Stand by.
Roger. Target is painted.
Hello there, Paperboy. This is Postman. We have your glare. Stay on target.
Affirmative, Postman.
And there you go, Paperboy. The package is in the mail.
Confirm visual on the package, Postman.
Have a better one. Postman out.
Attack came from Japan. They're our allies.
Mr. President, these attacks represent the most sophisticated application of information warfare ever imagined. The missile launch came through Japan, yes, but it seems likely it was triggered by elements of a private security operation. Displace International.
Displace? That's Doug Shetland's outfit. We have contracts with them.
Who's Shetland?
Former Marine recon, among the very best. He was one of my top candidates for 3rd Echelon a few years ago. No love lost for the military or the United States. Rumor is that we hung him out to dry for political reasons over an incident that wasn't his fault. We can only speculate as to what his agenda is.
Well, how do we defuse the situation until we know?
Maybe the Chinese can help.
Gotcha.
Fisher, I just got a request from Frances Cohen.
What does she need?
She's been trying to get a man inside the bathhouse for a long time to keep tabs on the Red Nishan. She wants to know if you can tap the phone lines in and around the building.
Francis? Of course I can.
Just a reminder, Sam. You'll have some civilians in the bathhouse. Do not, I repeat, do not kill any of them.
I'll be careful.
Be more than careful. Be Gandhi.
Yes, sir.
Fisher, be careful with the alarms. We don't want everyone alerted. Fisher, those guys don't look Japanese to me.
Yeah, expensive suits cut wide in the shoulders. They're packing for sure.
Exactly. I make them for displays, trying to keep a low profile.
Makes sense. Doug knows how to stay discreet when it's necessary.
Fisher, in order to figure out who Shetland is meeting with, you'll need to head up into the private office. Check upstairs, north of your position, and past reception.
On my way.
Fisher, we'll be in better shape if you can figure out who Shetland is meeting and where, before you head into the back of the bathhouse.
I'll try and double back.
You should be able to find the information in the owner's office upstairs.
I don't want to hurt you, so tell me something useful.
I know lots of useful things.
Fantastic. Run down the list.
The door code to the owner's office is 3650.
Good.
There are some men barricaded in a room next to the owner's office. There is a vent in the wall that joins the rooms.
Very helpful.
It is my pleasure to serve you. Please, come again.
God damn it, Fisher. That was a civilian.
Sorry.
Control yourself, Sam. You're a professional. Prove it.
It won't happen again.
Got it. Shetland's meeting in the private baths in the back of the bathhouse in a little while.
Who's he meeting?
Red Nishan from the looks of it. Cohen was right. The bathhouse owner is pretty high up in the Japanese mob.
I don't know. That doesn't sound like Shetland's style.
Well, unless you find something to the contrary, it looks like a solid lead to me.
I'll keep sniffing around.
Way to go, Sam. Cohen says there's one more phone line she'd like you to tap.
Sam, Satellite just picked up a squad of ISDF assault troops moving on the bathhouse. Maybe Red Nation has sold Shetland out to the authorities.
Should I just let ISDF handle it?
We still need to eavesdrop on Shetland's meeting. Find out what he's up to before the ISDF tries to take him down.
Lambert, ISDF is in the building. Are they making their move?
It's all clear.
I haven't been able to contact Otomo. I don't know what's going on.
Wait a minute.
Yes, this will do just fine.
I told you I've taken care of everything. We're secure.
Jesus, Lambert. ISDF isn't here to take Shetland down. They're meeting with him. They're his partners.
My God. Stay there. We need to hear the details before we go to the Joint Chiefs with this.
Did not bring them? We're not going to follow you across Tokyo.
Relax, Kaneda. I'll just download them and burn you a disc.
Ha! You take me for a fool. You are not stupid enough to download them over a public network. What are you up to?
I said relax. You're right. I'm not that stupid. My men just finished setting up a shadow. Completely secure wireless, discreet from the web. Now sit. We'll have your algorithms in about 4 minutes. Hold it!
Lambert.
Let it go, Fisher. We know the truth. We'll pick up the pieces after the dust settles.
Save it, Kaneda. I've seen it before. You're defending your honor to cover up your lies. Should I check the account, or should we start shooting and see who walks out of here?
Kaneda! That's so! No, no, no! Please! We can work this out!
We're switching the fallback.
The chopper's on its way.
Good. Secure this area. No one comes through.
Yes, sir.
Fisher?
Kill Shetland. I know.
My God, Fisher! Shetland has rigged the place to blow. There are bombs hidden in the furnace room. You'll have to find them all, and fast.
Mason and Lambert have you wrapped around their fingers, Fisher. No more to them than any other weapon. You've made yourself the instrument of a policy you don't believe in, Sam. Walk away. Blood is thicker than water, and you and I have bled a lot together. You're trading your honor for their agenda. Doesn't have to end like this, Sam.
No, but it does have to end.
On that we agree. We've been fighting their dirty little wars our entire lives, and where do we end up? Staring at each other down the barrels of our guns. Nothing has changed, Fisher. And it won't change by degrees. We have to tear it down and start over. It's the only way.
Your own little chaos theory, throw the world into war and hope that what comes out the other side is better.
It will be better. Because this war will change things, Sam. Every other war has been about keeping things the same, but the status quo doesn't work anymore. America's sick, Sam. She's dying. The politicians, the bureaucrats, the whispered backroom deals, it's all life support for a sick old lady who was dead a long time ago.
The only backroom deals that I've seen lately were made by you. You're a murderer and a war criminal.
Those are the only names the state has for the revolutionaries, Sam. You only become a hero after the war is over. You know the truth. The world is built from the bottom up, not the other way around. Honor, courage, fidelity. We don't inherit these things from the world, Sam. We build the world from them. I know you. You believe in these things more than any government. And I know that because of it, you wouldn't shoot an old friend.
You're right, Doug. I wouldn't shoot an old friend.
In Events today jeopardized diplomatic efforts when North Korean armor encountered a so-called self-healing minefield while attempting to withdraw from the area.
North Korean forces were adequately cautioned that self-healing minefields along the DMZ should not be considered cleared obstacles. We're back at the brink of war, and now we find out it is the Japanese?
The Japanese are allies.
I don't care if they're the Christmas elves. They sank the Walsh.
We don't know that their government was involved.
We know Admiral Otomo was involved, and we know where the gentleman is. We have to go in now, immediately.
The fact is, we don't know how far the conspiracy goes. If Otomo's actions are sanctioned by the Japanese government, then the only solution is military. But if he's acting alone...
Your man again?
He's already in position.
Send him in.
Fisher, I can't stress this enough. If one Japanese soldier dies, we risk World War III. Any fatalities and I abort the mission immediately.
I understand.
Locate our officers and find out what the hell is going on there.
I'll find them. All right, guys, what's going on?
Thank God, an American, ready to go with you.
Slow down, I'm not your babysitter. Tell me what you know and maybe somebody will come here later.
Well, SDF rounded up all the U.S. personnel and locked us up. We saw some generals and ministers being brought in earlier.
Where did they go?
Into the war room in the sub-level.
Doors to the lower levels, you see.
The captain was just up here looking for combat-ready volunteers to go down there. The doors are open now.
Thanks for the tip.
Sam, we need to record everything that happens in that meeting so we can present it to the Joint Chiefs.
It would speed things up if you'd let me remove some of the threats.
Forget it, Fisher. Until we know who the enemy is, there is no enemy. No enemy means no kills. Deal.
Fisher, from the looks of it, these guards are LTL equipped.
Less than lethal. Why?
There's only one reason I can think of that they'd issue them to combat troops. They'll want to interrogate anyone they catch.
Well, I'm not the talkative type. Tight security you have down here.
Not tight enough, apparently.
Tell me something that'll help me get around down here more easily.
Okay. We recently set up some IR cameras.
Is that so? Anything else?
I am not sure what kind of security they may have down in the lower sub-levels, though.
Just as we suspected.
That's a copy of the orders for the strike team sent to the bathhouse.
Yeah. Kaneda was working directly for Otomo. Confirms Otomo's involvement with Shetland in the mass-enabled attacks. But we still need to discover if his actions are sanctioned by the government. Fisher, GPS shows you're nearing the war room. Intelligence says it's a Tempest-hardened cube. The only way you'll be able to record what's going on in there is to find some way inside.
Tempest hardening might keep out electronic intruders. But I'm betting the room isn't airtight.
Probably not.
Sam, I've got some details on the building's infrastructure. This vent should come out directly over the war room.
I'll try and laser mic the meeting from there.
Good. We'll let you know when we have enough to make the Joint Chiefs happy.
We cannot, but if he has control, political suicide. We have already taken the Americans.
Gotcha.
Sir, he is Admiral Otomo.
Admiral, what is the meaning of this?
You will repeal the post-war constitution. You will order the immediate remilitarization of Japan and return control of our nation to the order of the Emperor. The United States will support this act politically and militarily to release themselves from further financial and military obligations, thereby concluding our relationship in Asia.
This is impossible. Even if we repeal the Constitution, the Emperor would never...
The Emperor will do what the military tells him! I am not an unreasonable man. These efforts will take time. I have faith in your honor and prudence. So I give you 96 hours.
96? The people will never allow it.
If in 4 days these demands are not met, I will initiate the launch of a North Korean ballistic missile and sacrifice a Japanese city of my choosing. Regrettably, This will kill millions, but it will steal the will of the people if your appeals cannot. For the sake of your honor, and for the sake of Japan, I plead with you, do not force my hand in this matter.
That's it. He caught the signal. My God.
Good God, Fisher. That confirms it. Otomo has been manipulating the Japanese government the entire time.
At least they're not sanctioning his actions. What's the next step? How do we stop Otomo?
If we're lucky, we might not have to.
What do you mean?
Grim?
I'm worried about that general, Fisher. He's been awfully quiet working on his laptop. Access it from here. Let's see what he's planning.
Will do.
The Admiral again, sir. Admiral, we...
Fool! You waste your time to scheme like a dog. If you are unable to act honorably, then I will force you to act. You will not be able to deny the demands of the people after North Korea destroys one of our cities. You will know which one when it is annihilated.
My God. We are doomed. We cannot do that. We cannot tell the Americans. It cannot fail. He has lost his mind.
Good Lord. Otomo is going to launch a North Korean missile at his own country.
What's the time frame?
Could be hours, could be minutes. Get down there and destroy his servers.
What about extraction?
If you can't take out those servers before Otomo forces a launch, there won't be any reason to extract.
And if I do take out the servers?
We'll make that part up as we go.
That's half a plan if I've ever heard one.
I just got off the horn with the Joint Chiefs. I'm lifting the non-lethal mission parameter. Fifth freedom with everyone except Otomo.
You're kidding me.
We need to capture him alive. His profile is pretty clear. He won't lie to a war crimes tribunal in the face of the evidence. It would offend his sense of honor.
You need him to take responsibility so the rest of Japan is off the hook with North Korea.
Exactly. If Otomo dies, we're right back at square one. Bring him in breathing.
Fools! They're sending another assault team! Cut the power to the elevators!
Fisher, North Korea just contacted NORAD and the President. They report that they've lost control of a launch facility. They can't abort and they're not sure that they can destroy the missile on time.
How long?
They say 3 minutes until it's away.
I think I can reach the server in time.
Hurry up! Good thinking, Fisher.
Any line on what's going on in this place can only help.
Absolutely. Thank God, Fisher. That aborted the launch.
Yeah, but I think it woke up the neighbors.
Get through them, Fisher. Then bring in Otomo alive.
My pleasure.
What have you done, American?
Give it up, Admiral. It's over.
You think that I will surrender to you? You think that I will allow your people to strip me of my dignity? Throw me in chains? No, I will not. My people have endured your oppression for more than 60 years.
You say to me.
Americans, always turning to their jokes when their hearts are full of fear. And you should be afraid. I may be defeated, but I am a man, and ideas are stronger than men. You may even prevent this war, American, but the dragon has awoken, and he will not be so easily sedated this time.
Now what?
I think someone is taking himself a bit too seriously.
We can't afford to let him die, Fisher. Get in there and stabilize him. Fast. Good work, Fisher. He's stable, but we still have to get him out of there. You're going to have to blast your way out.
We're over 100 feet underwater.
You're not pressurized, Fisher. It will be a shock, but you won't get the bends.
Next time, you're going on the mission and I'm making up the crazy plan.
Admiral Otomo, former head of the Japanese Information Self-Defense Force, made a surprise confession today on the witness stand at the Hague War Crimes trial. Otomo openly admitted conspiring to instigate war between the Koreas and the United States, claiming that In other news, China's ambassador to the United States, Long Dan, received the Nobel Peace Prize today for his efforts in diffusing the Korean conflict. President Bowers today addressed the nation following the crisis that brought us to the brink of war.
Finally, I want to take a moment to thank those unsung heroes in the intelligence community who may very well have saved our nation and the world from certain disasters.
Thank you, Mr. President.
The boss seems happy. How about that raise?
They're cutting us back. You'll have to settle for a vacation.
Yeah, right.
For years, we've operated in the shadows, in the jungles, deserts, mountains, and cities. On 4 continents, we've spilled blood as we fought to keep the peace. But this time out, things are different. This time, we've come to win a war before it ever starts.
Delta 3-1, this is Ghost Leader. We're a go. Hit them now.
Copy that, Ghost Leader.
For decades, our nation's military has employed Special Forces operatives as a discreet countermeasure to those who would seek to disrupt our way of life and that of our allies. Decades ago, only a privileged few knew of their existence. Nowadays, their presence on the battlefield is becoming more common and better known to the public. Tonight, we'll meet for the first time ever the men and women behind the Ghosts, an elite element of the 5th Special Forces Group. We'll learn the truth behind the recent troubles in North Korea, a situation that threatened to destabilize the entire region, and experience how Captain Scott Mitchell led the Ghosts into battle. This and much more, tonight on Modern Heroes. Across the line of battle from the Ghosts was an ambitious North Korean general, Jung Chon-soon, notorious for his brutality in putting down the food riots of the previous year. Jung had made a quick climb to power. Intelligence reports painted a picture of a man who was ruthless, calculating, and amoral. Yet he was also charismatic and the object of fanatical devotion from his troops. Jung had opened hostilities by seizing command of the North Korean military, and all signs pointed to his intention to ignite a regional war. Taking point in the fight against General Jung's war machine, the Ghosts were under the command of Captain Scott Mitchell. A veteran of actions in Russia, Eritrea, and Cuba, Captain Mitchell had a reputation for always bringing his men home alive. Mitchell knew, though, that the upcoming battle would test his unit's skills and endurance.
As soon as I was briefed that we'd be shipping out to North Korea, I knew this was going to be tough. Possibly tougher than anything we'd faced before. A lot was riding on us, but I knew the Ghosts could handle it.
When the fighting broke out, we were sent right away, heading in-country before most of the UN troops. Word came down the pipe that something was going down, and when Captain said to gear up ASAP, I had a feeling it was big. We hadn't been in-country for more than a few hours when we were deployed to secure a North Korean airfield.
Those bastards had been pounding our guys from that airfield, and it was up to us and the British Special Forces to put a stop to it. They were coming in from the west, and we came in from the north. The captain had us clear some enemy hotspots, and then we were to secure the enemy HQ.
Personally, I didn't mind the change in scenery. We've been training another ragtag army in the fine art of soldiering, and I was getting bored giving marksmanship classes to that bunch. Friendly airstrikes softened up the airfield, and it was up to us to finish the job.
Ghost, this is Command. We are initiating mortar barrages to cover your advance. Stay off the open runway. In addition, we will be monitoring the area via the UAV and will feed you intel.
All right, folks. Let's keep this fast and tight.
Watch your fire, we got friendlies.
Ghost, this is Command. The British troops are calling for support. Take out those machine gun nests.
Command, Ghost Leader, machine gun nests eliminated. Keep alert.
Acknowledged.
Ghost, this is Command. Enemy helo inbound on your position.
Command, Ghost Leader, one enemy helo eliminated.
Follow us!
Ghost, this is Command. Move up and secure the HQ.
Copy that, Command. Moving to secure HQ. Keep your eyes open, Ghost.
Yes, sir.
All right, people, watch your backs.
Yes, sir.
Section! Sniper seat! In the tower!
Another kill! Take that!
Those snipers have us ranged. We're pinned down. Flank around to the left and see if you can blow the tower. Keep your head down. Ghost, it's Command. Take out the control tower.
Yeah! Get some! Take the pain! Oh, yeah!
Please help!
DS needs help! Captain, DS needs a medic!
I need a medic!
Ghost Leader, this is Command. Secure the target area and hold for reinforcements. We've got the southern approach covered. Make your assault from the north, and we'll flank them.
Move out to the HQ.
Let's go! We just gotta rush these guys!
Take your time, Salvatore. We'll take them.
Eyes open.
Ghost, it's Command. Enemy reinforcements are advancing on your position from the east. Don't let them recapture the HQ.
Looks like we've got some jets to destroy.
Watch your spacing.
Yes, sir.
Command, Ghost Leader. Airfield secured. We're standing by for new orders.
The first engagement had gone to the Ghosts, but General Jung was far from beaten. He mobilized heavy armor to support the infantry units the Ghosts had crippled, but there weren't enough Allied troops on the ground to face them head-on. It was up to the Ghosts to slow those tanks' advance until reinforcements could arrive. Their first target? A bridge that served as a choke point to the North Korean advance in the area.
Our orders on this op were to demo a bridge, then link up with the Brits at the pagoda for helo extraction. This bridge was right next to a village, so air support was a no-go. We needed to take it down ourselves, como siempre. We were supposed to be inserted way ahead of the enemy advance, in and out before they got there. But I guess no one told the North Koreans that.
Ghost, this is Command. Move out and place a demo charge at the base of the bridge to take it out.
I think the rain should cover our advance. Rain or no rain, mission's the same.
Ghost, this is Command. Get clear of the charge before it detonates.
Command, this is Ghost Leader. Objective destroyed. Be careful here.
Affirmative.
Ghost, this is Command. Link up with friendly units in the village.
Good shot, sir.
Captain!
Ghost Leader, this is Command. Be advised, hostile reinforcements are inbound on your position.
Command, Ghost Leader, we're standing by for extraction.
We just have to hold here until our ride shows up. Damn straight, Foster. Let's get a good position. Time to move to the LV. We're rolling!
Ghost, it's Command. They're dropping mortars on your position. Get to the helo.
Command, this is Mitchell. We have visual on extraction helo. Moving for pickup.
Engaging!
We're setting down in the LZ. Let's go, Captain.
Fire in the hole!
Command, this is Mitchell. The bridge is down and extraction successful. Returning to base.
The enemy's armor was locked up across the whole front, but word came down that the UAV recon tracked a few enemy units that had pulled off the line and moved to flank us. We got tasked with picking them off.
I'd heard of the Ghosts before when I was deployed on peacekeeping duties in Eritrea, but I'd never seen them in action. They'd already pulled some of our boys out of a tight spot, so when the lieutenant gave me the chance to back them up, well, I jumped at it. The North Koreans were trying to move some units through this wooded pass, but we set up a nice ambush for them. The Ghosts pulled off their part perfectly, but it was still a close call.
Ghost, this is Command. The mines have been triggered. Take the convoy out before they can escape.
Good to be with you, Captain. Let's take this column out.
Sounds like a plan, Stevens.
The convoy's down, Captain.
Command, Ghost Leader, the enemy column is destroyed.
Ghost, this is Command. The UAV has detected enemies formed up in the rocky cover to the northeast. Advance and eliminate them.
I'm hit. Copy that, Command. Moving to engage.
Let's get him!
We'll take them down.
Ghost, this is Command. The UAV is picking up a large group of enemies moving your way from the northwest. Advance and eliminate them.
Copy that, Command. Moving to engage.
That almost seemed too easy. Watch it in these woods.
Yeah, Parker. I think we're just getting started.
Ghost, it's Command. The UAV is picking up a large force of enemy soldiers closing on your position from the northeast. Take them out.
Copy that, Command. Moving to engage.
Ghost, this is Command. The UAV has been hit by an enemy helo.
I copy, Command. Enemy helo inbound. Stay frosty, Ghost.
We need a clear shot of that function.
Command, this is Ghost Leader. Enemy units destroyed. The flank is clear, standing by for transport.
After our ambush in the valley, I got diverted for special duty while the rest of the Ghosts headed to link up with our main force at High Sand. The brass was fielding their latest and greatest gear, and I requested to use it. There was a call from a medical unit supporting a counterattack against the North Korean lines near Simpa. They needed to move through a hot zone, and I was ordered to clear out the enemy armor units in their way. Those armored divisions had a reputation for being ruthless, and I knew they wouldn't hesitate to fire on medical personnel. I had to make sure they didn't get that chance.
When Captain Mitchell deployed into Simpa, he was fielding a prototype of the Integrated Warfighter System, or IWS, the Army's new concept that grew out of the turn-of-the-century Future Warrior program. By utilizing the M29 and its prototype airburst grenades with a range-locking option, the IWS allowed one soldier to carry more effective firepower than ever before. Additionally, the designator system built into the M29 gave Mitchell the ability to target armor units for destruction.
Mitchell, this is Command. Move through the city and eliminate any enemy vehicles. We are monitoring your area with a UAV and will try to lead you to the armored units. Mitchell, this is command. Infantry have been detected to the north. Advance and eliminate them.
Roger that, Command. Moving to engage. Command, this is Mitchell. Courtyard is clear.
Mitchell, this is command. Several groups of enemy soldiers are moving along the street to the west. Advance and eliminate them. Ghosts, command. We have UAV intel warning of hostiles to the northeast of your position. Take them down. Mitchell, this is command. There's a tank approaching from the east. Command, this is Mitchell. Mission complete. Enemy armor units cleared from the area. Tell the medical convoy they can move out.
After clearing the route in Sinpa, I turned the IWS gear in and briefed Command on its performance. Later, I met up with my team outside Haisen, right before the assault by General Zheng's forces.
The big fight was in Chagang province, outside of Haisan. Zheng threw everything he had at the city, and things looked pretty tight. The armor units were engaged west of our position, and we got thrown into the main battle line against the North Korean infantry. Command put us in the center, which is right where Brown wanted to be. I don't think I've ever seen anyone so ready for a fight.
The captain grabbed us before we hit the trenches and said we had to pull out all the stops. Wasn't the sort of mission we were used to, digging in with the rest of the troops, but we knew how important this battle was. If the North Koreans broke through, they'd wipe out our staging area and push us right out of the country. We had to keep the line intact, no matter what.
Ghost, it's command. The DPRK are starting mortar barrages. Take cover.
Come on, men, into the trenches. We'll hold, no matter what.
Ghost, this is command. Enemy ranks forming up to the north. Dig in and repel their advance.
Damn, this position is exposed. Just keep pouring it on, Brown.
Ghost, this is command. The DPRK are starting an artillery barrage.
Let's get 'em!
Take cover. Ghost, this is command. An armored column is moving to the front. Take it out. Ghost, this is command. Allied helo inbound. Ghost, this is command. The artillery took out the Allied position to the west. Reposition to hold the line.
Let's finish this up and head home.
Affirmative. I'm feeling it! Enemy armor ahead!
Steady, people.
Affirmative.
Ghost, this is command. Allied airstrike incoming. Take cover. Command, this is Ghost Leader. Enemy forces in full retreat. We have held the line. Get us some replacements and transport out of here.
After we beat back his forces outside of Haisan, Zheng sent his troops to try and seize important railroad junctions. Allied troops got put down across all the rail lines to keep his troop trains from getting through. We got tasked with some of that. The job was real simple. Don't let them take the train yard. Of course, that's the sort of thing that's easy to say, not so easy to do.
We got sent to a yard near Sinhung with word that a German unit, the 31st Airborne Brigade, was pinned down. With more North Koreans inbound by train on their position, we knew we had a tough fight on our hands, but the captain said that train yard was crucial to the civvies in the area. The first thing we had to do was relieve the Germans from the advance force. They were already engaged, and we knew there were only a few minutes before enemy reinforcements showed up. After we fought through, we had to hold the yard. Up close and personal.
Ghost Leader, this is command. The Germans are pinned down. Move up and relieve them.
Copy that, Command. Moving to objective.
Our men are pinned down! Hit them!
I hate fighting at night. Let's just make sure we see them first, Burke.
Command, friendlies in view. Moving to support. Command, this is Ghost Leader. We've linked up with Allied troops. Be ready for targets.
Don't go too far. They've surely got reinforcements on the way. I'm glad you guys showed up. We can use a hand. Ghost Leader, this is Command. Move up and secure that train yard.
Roger that, Command. Advancing on the train yard. Steady on, Ghosts.
That yard looks rough.
Ah!
Watch
Hit.
yourself.
Nothing a little 40 Mike won't solve these.
Ghost Leader, this is Command. Be advised, hostile reinforcements are inbound on your position.
Another target dead.
Ghost Leader, this is Command.
Captain, I'm
Your
hit.
orders are to secure the target area, then hold tight and wait for reinforcements.
Nice.
Command, Ghost Leader, secure the train yard, standing by for extraction. We're dead sick and losing altitude. Mayday! Delta 401 is going down. I repeat, we are going down.
El Capitan overheard radio calls of a bird down in enemy territory. Mitchell insisted that the Ghosts be the ones to go in and rescue any surviving crew. Command approved, but made it a joint op and sent one of the Germans with us. The woods around that area were crawling with some tough North Korean hombres, so we had to move fast.
After the enemy's push to capture the rail lines, my unit was scattered, and I was temporarily reassigned to work with the Americans. I linked up with the Ghosts just before they went out on the pilot rescue operation. Our orders were to move to the crash site, retrieve the pilot, and move to the designated LZ for pickup. However, the resistance around the crash site was very heavy, far heavier than expected.
Ghost, this is Command. Secure the crash site around the downed Blackhawk.
It's an honor to be with you, Captain. Nice to have you along, Farber. We need to get out of here.
Ghost, this is Command. We have a secure LZ through the woods to the north. Escort the pilot there safely.
Command, Ghost Leader. We've linked up with Delta 4 and are heading for pickup.
Captain, we lost Ramirez! Medic, I'm hit! Sir, Barber's hurt bad! Barber's injured! Mitchell, help!
You're not dying on me this time, Farber!
Thank you for helping
our
me.
pay.
Affirmative.
The primary LZ is too hot. I'm pulling out. I'll meet you at the secondary extraction site.
Command, Ghost Leader. LZ is hot, moving to alternate extraction.
Ghost, Command. Pockets of enemy resistance have formed in the wooded area to the north. We're starting an artillery barrage to clear them out. Hold position. Ghost, this is Command.
Watch for
Your
snipers.
approach should be clear. Move out.
You call them out, Kim. I'll take them down. Push through to the LZ. Good call. Let's go, Captain. We lost Farber, Captain.
Command, this is Mitchell. Delta 4 secured. We're heading back.
With the forward line still fluid, a surgical camp under construction was caught up in the fighting. A North Korean airborne brigade flanked the lines and fought past the Allied screening forces. Captain Mitchell and his team had arrived escorting the pilot they had rescued. When the attack began, they assisted in the camp's defense, providing the experience and resolve that the regular troops needed.
We met up with Mitchell at the hospital unit right before we got word that enemy troops were on their way. The 30th Medical Brigade was setting up right near the front lines. The base served both sides, preparing the wounded for transport. But I guess that didn't matter to Jung's troops. They hit the camp, and they hit it hard.
Engineers started building defensive positions and clearing kill zones, but they didn't get finished before the assault. The enemy hit us from all sides, trying to overrun the camp and wipe us out. We weren't the only ones defending the camp, but we were the reserve force plugging the gaps.
Ghost, this is command. The northern line is being overrun. Move out and repel the enemy assault.
Let's get to our positions. We have to hold.
Lead the way. I'll lay the fire.
Ghost, it's command. Enemies are massing in the northeast. Move to assist.
Roger that, Command. Moving to support. Let's finish this up and head home.
Acknowledged.
Captain, they're coming from all sides.
We just have to plug the gaps.
Get some! Get some!
Grenade out!
Ghost, command. We have UAV intel warning of hostiles to the east of your position. Take them down. We're starting mortar barrages to keep the enemies back. Take out the survivors.
Command! Ghost leader! Fire for effect!
Kill confirmed!
Cover!
Command, Ghost leader. Enemy forces have broken contact. Area secured.
In a further attempt to blunt the momentum of Jung's divisions, Allied forces launched a series of precision strikes against North Korean supply lines. Several special ops units were deployed in areas that Jung still controlled. Their mission was to destroy fuel transfer points and convoys throughout the region.
After Jung's cowardly attack on the hospital unit, I was ready to hit back. I took one of the targets myself using the IWS gear. There was a refueling point near one of the major north-south highways that the North Koreans were using for their armored convoys. Its proximity to a village precluded a heavy strike, so I went in to take it out. I had to hit a fuel convoy, move in, and plant demo charges on their heavy equipment.
Mitchell, this is command. The convoy is moving west along the road. Take it out.
Copy that, Command. Moving to intercept convoy. Command, this is Mitchell. Convoy eliminated.
Ghost leader, this is command. An enemy command vehicle has been located.
Ghost copies. I'll take it out. Command, Ghost leader. Objective complete.
Mitchell, this is command. Move up and place the demo charge at the pumping station. Mitchell, this is command.
Mitchell, the
They've
charges
detected
are
your
rigged.
position. Move out.
Command, this is Mitchell. Approaching the LZ.
Facing a depleted fuel supply, General Jung became increasingly desperate. He sent orders to redeploy several medium-range nuclear weapons into the field, putting Allied positions in range. His plan was to threaten the Joint Command with multiple detonations near Allied forces. But that plan relied on getting the nukes in place undetected. Unfortunately for Jung, French intelligence intercepted his order. The Ghosts were sent to capture the weapons before they could reach their destination.
We had to go in covert, because if the Koreans knew we were there, they would have turned the train around. I thought we should just blow the whole thing, but the captain said that was too risky to the surrounding area. The plan was to time a strike to derail the train so we could capture the nuke, and my job was just pulling the trigger on my M8.
We had to keep those nukes out of Jung's hands. I knew he wouldn't hesitate to use them on civilians. Hell, that's the kind of thing I'd expect from him.
This op was hard and fast. We didn't have time for anything else. We had to get in, laze the bridge, and then secure that train. Once we made our move, the recovery birds would come in to pick up the cargo, and those nukes had to be there when they showed up. It was bad enough we had to fight off the North Koreans, but this time we had to do it next to a nuclear weapon.
Ghost, it's command. Advance to the target lasing area.
We gotta push through and hit the bridge. Right behind you, Ramirez.
All right, people, watch your backs.
Roger that. This looks like a good spot to laze the bridge.
Ghost, this is command. Your signal has broken off. Reacquire target.
They got Brown!
Keep your field of fire clear. Command, Ghost Leader.
Roger that.
Airstrike successful. Moving to secure package.
Ghost, this is command. Secure the package.
Good shot, sir. ahead, Captain.
Ghost Leader, this is Command. We have updated your objectives.
We were told that Jung was gonna make a strong push for a bridge. Lots of heavy armor moving in that direction. Our assignment was to head him off. Man, would their lead element surprised to see us there. Not for long, though. Burke and Diaz made sure of that.
The bridge east of Peng So was the only crossing heavy enough to move armor into the area. Friendly tanks were on their way, but we needed to capture and hold the bridge so Jung's troops would get a good reception when they arrived.
Those airborne troops were hardcore, but I knew we could take them, especially with our new equipment. The conditions brought combat in close, and our night vision gear really helped. Enemies approached that bridge from all sides, and we had to watch our six.
Ghost, this is Command. Make your way to the bridge to the north.
Copy that, Command. Moving to objective.
I think we should go for a flank on the bridge.
Screw the flank. Let's hit him straight on.
Steady on, Ghost.
Acknowledged.
Ghost Leader, Command. We've got evidence of enemies moving through your sector. Get in position to ambush them.
Copy. Moving to eliminate target.
Ghost, it's Command. The bridge is secured. Hold it against enemy assaults.
Command, this is Mitchell. We've taken the bridge.
Man, this is Ghost Leader. Friendly forces have secured the area. Standing by for extraction.
Captain Mitchell said that the French had located Jung's last major fuel reserve. Command decided to do a joint op to take it out. Jung had placed it next to a civilian center, so we got tagged to make sure the bombs hit the right place. Since they found the site, we were joined by a French marksman, Dubois, from the 3rd Parachute Brigade. Say what you want, but that guy could shoot.
I was attached to the Ghost for the operation. My first chance to work with an American unit. It was interesting, to say the least. The North Koreans didn't have many defenses in the rough area to the southeast of the base, so the American captain got creative, and we did a little rock climbing. I thought the difficult part of the mission would be getting to the lace point. It turns out that was just the start.
We knew that base would come alive once we hit the target. We hoped that in all the confusion, our helo would be able to come in at treetop level and pick us up. This op was gonna go quick. Fast in, fast out.
Ghost, this is Command. Move up to the cliff base and laze the target. Avoid enemy patrols until the bombing run is complete.
You Ghosts have a good reputation. We just get the job done, Dubois.
Ghost, this is Command. The target is locked in. Stand by. Ghost, this is Command. Move out to the extraction zone through the woods to the east.
We gotta get to the extraction, gents.
Well, let's stop talking and get there.
Ghost, we are inbound to pick you up. This area looks hot. We need to clear out fast.
Another one down.
Ghost, this is Command. They got the extraction birds. Move to the secondary pickup zone. We are scrambling a new pickup, but it will take a few minutes.
There it is!
Copy that, Command. We'll head to alternate extraction.
Command, Ghost Leader. Confirming target destroyed. We've linked up with secondary extraction.
With his conventional forces in disarray and his supplies dwindling, Jung deployed his elite commando units on headhunter missions. He hoped to capture VIPs to use as political leverage. One such unit struck in the mountain passes east of Mount Sobak, and it was the Ghosts that were tasked with rescuing the convoy and escorting it out safely.
The bastards couldn't hang with us in a straight-up fight, so they sent the Spec Ops guys to try and hit the brass. Some high-up Zero figured it was a good idea to take a lightly armed convoy through the mountains, and the North Koreans found out. Guess who they called when it hit the fan?
That was a hard one. They were in deep by the time we showed up, and more of those commandos seemed to come out of the woodwork every minute. Not only were those guys tough, they also had cutting-edge gear. Whatever politician thought it was a good idea to sell these guys guns should get his head examined.
Ghost, it's command. Move out and clear the way for the convoy.
Copy that, Command.
We gotta finish them off!
We're pinned down.
Eyes
we need
open.
assistance fast.
Roger that.
More enemy troops have moved up to engage us, and we're taking heavy fire. Don't know how long we'll last.
Convoy, hold on! We're on our way!
All right, we're moving out. Stay close. They came out of nowhere last time.
Command, this is Ghost Leader. We'll cover them while they move out.
Enemy soldiers coming out of the woods ahead! Enemy soldiers coming out of the woods ahead! The hostiles have been cleared out. We're moving on.
Command, this is Captain Mitchell. The convoy is clear of the area. Mission complete.
With things getting desperate for General Jung, he went to the last option in his arsenal. During the chaos of the last days of the war, a single elite unit slipped through the Allied perimeter. Satellite imagery tracked them going to ground in a quarry near the recently constructed dam outside of Hamhung. The dam was a civilian target, not a military one, and Jung's presence there worried Allied command. They wanted to know more. Captain Mitchell was ordered to penetrate the quarry and bring back any intel he could find.
The IWS gear was perfect for this mission. The enemy was bottled up in the quarry with nowhere to go. I just had to root them out and figure out what they were up to. To keep from alerting the North Koreans until I was ready to hit them, I worked my way into the area on foot. I knew how these troops fought, and I was sure that whatever they were planning was going to be nasty.
Mitchell, this is command. Secure the quarry and capture any intelligence you can. Expect heavy enemy resistance.
Roger that, Command.
Mitchell, this is command. A troop transport vehicle is moving in on your position.
Command, I've got enemy armor here.
Mitchell, this is command. Paint the tank for a rocket strike. Mitchell, this is command. Eliminate any enemies in the quarry. Mitchell, this is command. Target destroyed. Ghost lead, this is command. Ghost lead? Ghost lead? Mitchell, this is command. The intel should be in one of those tents.
Command, Mitchell, I cleared the quarry. You need to get your people in here now.
This was it. Jung was determined to go out with a bang and take as many civilians with him as he could. Having heard the stories from the quarry, I had no doubts he would do it. Jung had forced all of the quarry workers into a mine shaft and then collapsed it. Captain Mitchell found them himself.
The intelligence that Mitchell captured at the quarry took precious hours to be translated and decoded. The picture it painted was horrifying. General Jung, convinced that his forces were losing, moved out with a disassembled nuclear warhead. Once his technicians reassembled the weapon in the quarry, Jung ordered it moved to the dam northwest of Hamhung. If detonated, the death toll would be catastrophic. The only ones in a position to stop him were the ghosts.
I had met back up with the unit when I got the call about Jung's plan, and we moved out fast. There was a good chance we weren't coming back from this one, but I didn't care. I had just missed Jung at the quarry, and this time I was gonna stop him once and for all.
The captain had a wild look in his eye as he put on his camo paint. It was scary. We moved out as soon as we got the word. I asked Mitchell what the plan was, and all he said was take them all out.
Ghost, this is command. We are monitoring Jung's radio transmissions. They are still assembling the weapon. Move out now.
This one's gonna be tough, gentlemen.
Like we got a choice, Foster.
It's all on us.
Ghost, this is command. The bomb is set up in the dam. The only way to stop it is to kill Jung before he detonates it.
Don't worry, Command. We'll stop Jung.
Ghost, this is Command. Radio intercepts indicate Jung is fleeing. He plans to detonate the nuke when he's clear. Stop him.
I'll get the bastard!
Good shot, sir. Good shot, sir.
Despite fanatical resistance by the last of Jung's supporters, the Ghosts were able to smash through his defenses. It quickly became obvious that there would be no time to detonate the nuclear weapon before he was captured. Choosing his personal safety, Jung attempted to escape by helicopter. It was to prove a fateful decision.
When I saw the General's chopper take off, I didn't have a lot of options in front of me. After all, this was a man hell-bent on setting off a nuclear warhead. If he did have another card up his sleeve, I wasn't gonna let him play it.
I think we were all holding our breath when Captain Mitchell took the General down. I can't speak for the other guys, but I was happy to see that chopper go down.
Upon receiving word of General Jung's death, the government in Pyongyang issued a formal statement, condemning his actions and stating that Jung was not acting on behalf of the North Korean people. Troops were ordered to stand down, and in return, the Allies withdrew their forces. Shortly thereafter, as part of an international treaty agreement, North Korea began the slow process of disclosure of its nuclear capability. It was these reports, later declassified, which revealed the Ghost's involvement in the conflict. They also showed just how close the world had come to open nuclear war.
A commanding officer is only as good as the men and women who serve under him. It has always been an honor and a privilege to command and serve with the Ghosts.
Today, the Ghosts continue to operate in the shadows of some of the world's most volatile hotspots. We owe a debt of gratitude to the men and women of the Ghosts, and to all who put their lives on the line to safeguard the freedoms of others. For all of us here at Modern Heroes, I'm Will Jacobs. Good night.